It's another great day over here, everybody. I hope you guys are well. I just wanted to come, do a few things, and check on my painting from yesterday, so let's have a look at it. Yeah, that painting. It is still actually wet. Like, it's still not like sloppy wet, but it's like, it's not even dry yet. It's acrylic. It's been here all night. It's awesome. Awesome stuff. Did I tell you how excited I am about the whole acrylic non-drying thing? I just want to talk about that for a minute. Or maybe I should just do a quick demo. I think that would be more exciting. I'm not going to do a full demo, but a quick demo that'll get you started. What do you think? Yeah? Okay.
All right, guys, I'm just checking the sound real quick to make sure I'm good. I'll hear myself talk here for just 1 second, hopefully. All right, guys, I'm just checking the sound real quick. And we got that. That's that. All right, this was last minute, very last minute. That's why I didn't post anything about it. Just drop me a quick comment real quick, because I'm not going to really read the comments doing this here, but let me know if you can hear me, please. Krista, thanks for being here. Always good to see you. Bram's here. Everybody go subscribe to Bram. Happy Trees by Art. Happy Trees Art by Bram. Go subscribe to his channel. And when Nick gets in here, if he comes in here, do the same thing to him. Uh-oh. That's right. Hardcore Red Bull. I'm at it. I'm gonna need to hit a rehab here soon for this stuff. But you know what? I feel better since I've been drinking it, to be honest. All right, so look, can you hear me? Anybody hear me? Did I miss that? Good to see you, buddy. Can't wait to see you here soon in good old Indiana. It's gonna be great. All right. So, I'm using acrylic. All right, cool. You can hear me. I think so. All right, I'm using acrylic. Yeah, look at that. I made that palette right there. That's right. Patent pending. I'm just kidding. I didn't put any information in the description. I'll put the stuff in the description after I'm done the video. It's going to be a little bit more of a quicker video here tonight. Super excited. I got to run to the airport, and I got to get my kids from the airport. I shipped them off to Florida to have a good time for a week, so got to go retrieve them tonight. And man, I'm excited about that. All right, here we go. Okay, so this video here, like I said, it's last minute. This is acrylic paint by this company right here. Salvador is the name. Salvador. Now, I get tons of stuff sent to me all the time, and most of the time I don't even say anything about it because normally it's garbage. But Salvador sent me this kit here, and I actually thought it was pretty cool. Now let me just real quickly show you, because here's the deal. If you're watching this video right now, it is, what time is it? I don't know, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Come back in an hour. All the information will be in the description, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a discount code in the description for the first 100 people to get a good amount off of this set. But it's only going to be good for 100 people. After that, you're paying full price. So, okay, here we go. Scatterbrain. What am I doing? Okay, acrylic paint, Salvador. Anyway, it's a cool set, right? So, you don't need to see that. Okay, so in the set comes this. Cool. Look at that. Look at that cute little palette. I mean, I'm not using this here because I made one, but how cool is that? It comes with that palette. It comes with a sponge. This multiple uses. You could use it here. You could wash yourself with this in the shower. And here, let me show you what else it comes with this set. Not to mention, it's super inexpensive to begin with, even without a coupon code. Comes with these brushes right here. Look at that. Ugh. I'm not going to go through each one, but you see, they're all synthetic brushes. Pretty darn cool, I think. But the coolest thing is this palette knife. I mean, do you see that? Listen, this thing right here is quality made, and I'm serious. This thing has got to be a 1/4 inch thick, like steel on here. So anyhow, I was really excited when I saw this because I was like, hey, we'll use it for something. So that's so funny. I love when people tell me what to do in the comments. Yeah, start your painting. That's so funny. That is just so funny. Now I'm not going to start. I'm going to wait a couple extra minutes now. So anyhow, yeah, this was great, this palette knife. And I just thought the set was cool, so I wanted to show you guys, do a quick little demonstration or something. So if I like something, I relay it to you guys. Give me 1 second here. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So like I said, I'm gonna put all the colors and everything, all the information in about an hour. I'll do that when I'm driving to the airport. So I think I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna grab a 1-inch. I'm gonna grab a 1-inch brush right here. Oh, okay, you missed what brand. Okay, Salvador, yep. All right, I'm gonna use, this is a bristle brush, but I'm just gonna use it. So what I did was, I have some paint that I always like thin down acrylic paint. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. I really don't care if you're supposed to or not, but I thinned some down, and I'm gonna actually put that up here. So I mixed a little bit of water in with just the white paint. That's all I did. And I'm actually going to put this on like it's, I guess, like it's liquid white or something like that. So, all right. So yeah, I'm doing all right. Not too bad. In case anybody's wondering, just living, trying to enjoy life a little bit. Just a real quick thing I want to say, if anybody is wondering why I have not gotten back to you with the text messages, I just took a little break from that because somebody was, interestingly, threatening my life on there, which is stupid, by the way. So I deleted this person, which was just a fake name anyways. And then they came back with another name, and I think it was like the third or fourth time. I just said, hell with it. I'm not checking any more messages. So I'll get back on there sometime and go through them. I just don't have time for that stuff. I'm not dealing with it. So if it's super important, if your question is super important, or you just want to talk, send me an email. Send me an email. So I'm scrubbing this stuff in here, and believe it or not, I've used a bunch of different types of white acrylic paint, and if you thin it out, it all stays wet pretty darn long. So, all right. Now you might want to consult with your professional art instructor before you do any of this, because I don't know if any of this is right. And like I said, I really don't care if it's right or not. It's just what I'm doing because I like doing it. And it works for me. All right, we can always add more afterwards. Well, heck, I might as well just keep using this 1-inch brush here. I'm just gonna wipe it off with these paper towels here real quick. Yo, make sure you subscribe to Bram's channel. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, the guy's 10 times better than I am. Seriously, he's putting out great content, and he's actually putting up videos. I'm trying to put up as many as I can, but I got a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, you got to go over and see Bram. He's got some really good stuff coming. And me and him are going to be in Indiana in a couple weeks. All right. So it's kind of weird, the colors. They're very similar to the colors that I would use for oil paint. But I can't remember. Oh, yeah, like sap green, that you would think that's sap green. It's actually called soap green. So a little confused on that one. Salvador. All right, so I'm going to start off with just like blue and black. I'm not going to even hold this thing up because I'll put the colors in the description. I'm going to hold it down and make me go quicker. Blue and black. I'm looking just for, I don't know, some kind of a sky color maybe. A background color. So let me mix that up right quick. Blue, black. I'm going to put white in there too. Try to lighten it up and see. See that color we got? I don't even know how that's going to look. I'm going to find out here in a minute, though. So with this stuff here, I have no clue. I don't know what I'm doing, but you have to, you just have to experiment with things, you know? It's all you have to do. Just don't be afraid to experiment. Get up there and throw some paint down. I'll probably darken this up on the top. That's not too bad. That's the only thing I really didn't like was it didn't have like a really good blue color, but you know, it's close. It's pretty close, not too bad. Could have been a little bit better though. So if you, You could see this pretty good, I would imagine. Is it too bright? That's good enough. This is actually, I'm using my regular brushes, and this is just going just like oil paint. I can't tell the difference. Just getting it on there. So I'm going to wipe that off real quick. I'm going to darken the top corners right quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and make the bottom lighter, you know, like the horizon area. So let me darken it. Actually, you know what? Common sense would tell me to do the lighter part first, but I left my common sense in my other pants. So there we go. How's that look? Yeah. Oh, hey, listen, if anybody's on here, yeah, we did this thing the other day. It was like a private online class, and I think everybody actually really liked it. I think I'm going to do another one. Everybody, you know, the people that were there, they want me to do another one. But it was interesting because I never did anything really like that before, and it just worked out pretty good, I thought. And I got to spend a lot of time going over like little details and stuff. So I hope everybody that was in there, I hope they really, you know, walked away with something. All right, so this is all still wet, I mean, without a problem. So now I'm going to darken up the top here. And hey, Bram, does this look all right? Is it too bright? Does the screen look too bright, or does it look okay to you? And Krista, next time I do one, I'm gonna email you. All right. You know, if you want to come in, I'll give you the link and the code to just get in. It's the least I could do. So I'm just darkening up the corners, like I said. Looks good. All right. All right. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Doing all right. Not too bad, you know. Staying out of trouble. Staying out of trouble for now. Oh, that's just, yeah, I put straight black on there. That's okay. Don't let that ruin your day, because I'll just put blue on top of it. Boom. Yeah, see, this is all still wet, which is awesome. You got to tell me, do you like this palette, or am I just an idiot? I just cut it out with a pair of scissors, piece of cardboard, and put this palette paper on top of it. All right, so now I put that up there. I need to get a little bit of white paint just to make a nice little transition. So that's the key, I think, is using a tiny bit of white, you know, when you need it. And you should have, I mean, honestly, with this paint, you should have a good maybe 10 or 15 minutes, maybe, to, you know, to blend things out before it really starts to tack up. Now remember, it is acrylic, so it will tack up on you. So you just have to, you know, get to work and don't mess around. Let me just try to smooth that out. All right, so you see already, you know, right there, it's not too bad, actually. Not too bad. Let me just get a little bit more contrast in the corners here for you. Tiny, tiny bit more. Right there, I just want it to be a little bit darker. Now also, I'll just mention real quick, I didn't really get time to, you know, practice with this. I did make a tree though, just to see like how the paint was, like the consistency and things like that, but you know, I didn't get to do anything else. And I like it better like that. I like being like under pressure on the spot type of thing. The only thing I didn't get, I'm not worried about that right this minute, is a cup of water. If you're doing acrylic, you should probably get a cup of water. Just keep it nearby and, you know, set your brushes in the water, you know, when you're not using them for a few minutes. That's what I do. All right, so see, I just darkened that up. I almost did that in layers, if you noticed. I went darker, and then I went down and worked on the bottom, then back up to the top. You could do it however, you know, whatever works for you. Now, okay, let's do a final thing here on the on this little transition here, and then I'm going to pop some clouds in here for you. Okay. So you'll have to do me a favor and tell me where you're watching from, because after all of the, ooh, that's nice and bright. After all of the live streams, I always go back. I'm always curious of where people are watching from. I always like to, I don't know, I just always like to see that. Now this is actually blending really nice. I just put a little bit more of that thinned out white paint that I had mixed with a little bit of water. And man, this works so good. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have their own ways of using acrylic in the oil form, or however you want to say that. You know, they can do like a wet on wet with acrylic or something. I know some people have a system figured out, but I always like to do things, I always like to figure stuff out myself when it comes to stuff like that, instead of doing exactly what somebody else does. And that's kind of what I've been trying to do. Like with golden, I used golden. They sent me some paint. I used, made a video a little while back on that, I think. All right, not bad, a little scratchy. That's okay, not too bad. That's right. Good old pineys, got to stick together. Yeah, in a minute, I'm gonna get a cup of water, because I don't wanna, you'll ruin your brushes pretty darn quick if not. All right, let's go ahead and do this though real quick before I go too much further. Let me grab, before I go too much further, let me just, you know what, hold on. Let me just grab a quick cup right here. I got it right here before I ruin this whole thing. Perfect. All right. I hope that's looking okay so far. I think it is. Okay, got the water. Now, if you have these, the 1 and like 2-inch brushes, like, you know, like the Bob brushes or the ones that I have, you probably don't want to, if you put them in water, just make sure you have a brush that, you know, you're not too worried about, because I think water does something to them. I'm not really sure. All right, I'm going to grab, I'm going to get a fan brush here. I'm going to throw some clouds up in here, and I'll just use this, number 3. These are my favorite fan brushes right here. And white. Just get some white, make it easy. Just like oil, sort of. So if you're just starting to watch here, there's going to be at the in about an hour or so, I'm going to put a coupon code in the description. You know, for anybody that does want to buy these. I don't know, I forget what I can't remember. She said it was 25% off or 50, I can't remember. Anyways, they're giving me a code, but it's only good for the first 100 people. And that's it. All right, so I'm just popping straight white in here, see? I'm just, whatever, it doesn't, no particular way or nothing, see? Just get it in there. Love making clouds though. Just whatever, they're just wherever you want them to be, boom. Okay, I'm gonna grab me a, probably just another, what do I got down here? Yeah, this will work. I'm gonna get a 2-inch brush here, and I'm gonna do, I'm gonna blend it. I'm just gonna pretend, just pretend it's oil. That's it. Trick my brain into thinking that it's oil, and everything should work. Blender brush would probably be good right about now too, you know. Let me see how good this works if I lift it. Really pushing it now. You really got to be careful if you lift this, because you know, those little stringy things that you drag up when you're doing the oil, those are probably just going to stay up there. So, you know, you really got to be careful. Okay. Now I'm going to come back. I'm just going to pop another layer in the bottom here to make it look, you know, like it's not just one flat cloud, you know. All right. So it seems like I always use a number 3 fan brush for some reason. I just like it. So I'm just like changing the, the shapes and stuff. I'm just doing circles though, there's really nothing to making clouds. You just gotta, I swear, I think seriously, the most important thing is just not being nervous about doing it. You just wanna just do it. I'm just swirling color around is all that I'm really doing here. And I think, let me try to do this real quick. I got one of these synthetic brushes right here. And I'm gonna work that around a little bit to just kind of smooth out the, what I have up here. Don't get me wrong, the acrylic here, it's never gonna be the same as oil. It's not gonna be as smooth as oil, but you just have to, you really just have to work with it and just kind of like manipulate it. That's all you have to really do. Just like anything else in life, you just got to work at it, and eventually it'll work. Now I haven't done many acrylic paintings at all. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 of them, 8 at the most. I don't think I've done more than 10. All right, where's that? Here, I got this 3/4 brush. So let's say if I wanted to add some blue and black back into here, right? I could just take, this brush right here, and I could just come right back in here, you see? And just kind of, if you want to, if you think you put too much white down or whatever, you could just add this back. It's actually really simple and really easy. And you can actually add some quick depth to these clouds by doing that also, right here. It'll give, little shadows and things. We'll just kind of go wherever they need to go. And I'm not doing any kind of like special technique or anything. You see, hopefully you can see clearly what I'm doing. I'm just doing circles, that's it. Counterclockwise, little circles. I'm just, I am figuring out where I'm going with them, but I'm doing circles, that's it. I'm actually gonna get a little bit more of that. A little bit more. I kind of like that that look for some reason, that little, it's like shadows or whatever. And that's how you kind of learn stuff. You see, I just did that and I'm like, oh wow, I like that. So now I'll go ahead and get some more and pop that in there. I need, somebody the other day, when was it, one of the videos, somebody said they need to put a boom counter up, like how many times I say boom, I guess. And me, I would think, I say, I say, too much, you know what I mean? Do you know? When I listen back to my videos or when I'm editing them, sometimes I edit out some of that stuff because I say it often. But seriously, one of the best tips I can give you is if you're using acrylic, have a cup of water, set your stuff in, set your brushes in the water because it's just important so they don't dry up on you. But you see, I'm just adding shadows to the clouds. That's all that I'm doing, and hopefully it'll give them depth. And I'm trying to do like a little blend as I'm in here as well. Okay, now I'm going to try to hit the bottom here, lighten up the bottom. And I want to do this, put another layer of color in the bottom. But this is like a real, like a loose type of way that I'm doing this right here. There we go, I hope you guys I hope everybody's doing all right. I hope everybody's family's doing good. I always say that kind of stuff because I actually mean it. And I have a few videos in the bag right now. I just have to finish editing them, and I'll have them out. Here we go again. But I will have them out soon. And there was one that I really liked in particular. So I can't wait for that to come out. All right, I can't spend too much time on this. I would love to sit here and show you all kinds of stuff. And, one of these days I will be able to, or if you come to one of those, online things that I do. I have to do one more thing. I'm going to take this fan brush here with some white paint, and I just feel this is necessary. I don't know why. Just in case. I just want to pop in a little bit of something here, maybe, real quickly. Just want to make it look like somebody didn't make these clouds. I wanted them to look like they were here naturally. So pull a little bit down there. So you put some white here. See how I'm putting it on? I'm doing whatever. And then I could just pop that into the water bottle thing right there, and then I'll come back up here with this guy, and I'm going to try to smooth it out. And because it's wet, it'll let me do that. Just kind of work it around. And I could have just used the 2-inch brush, whatever. I could have used whatever. I just had this in my hand. It's just nice and easy. And at this point, everything is like, it is starting to get a little tacky. All right, and that's just enough time, you know, that was just kind of enough time to make somewhat of a sky here, okay? So, all right, okay. One more layer of white on the bottom, just to brighten my life up, right there. See? Whether we're gonna see that or not, I have no idea, or if any of that even made sense. Oh, look at that. I see a name on here I haven't seen in a while. Painting with Yovette. Oh, look at that. Make sure to head over and subscribe to her channel. She promises that she's going to start making videos weekly. Isn't that right? I'm just kidding. Good to see you on here. Twin Flame, Divine Fire. Oh, those guys. Incredible people right there. The only people I know that a profile picture can change somebody's day without even knowing them. Good people. Good people. So I'm going to just do one of these things here, where I'm just kind of drifting it upward. How you doing, Nick? How you doing, bud? Okay. Since I got this 2-inch brush right here, I'm just going to go ahead and bang, hit that. Look at that. Just soften it up. Might as well go up here. Why not? Give it a little whirl. Love it. Okay, all right, looks good for my house. All right, you probably want me to make a mountain here with this. This here acrylic paint. I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. All right, now I got a bunch of brushes in this cup. Just waiting for the cup to tip over. Oh man, look at this. Oh, you know what? That sponge that comes with this, right? Check this out if you want. I've never used it, obviously. You can see that. I'm just wondering something here. Oh yeah. All day long. All day long. Make sure your angles are changed around and stuff. See? Nice little clouds. Sweetness. Look at that. That's actually pretty cool. Boy, I bet you I could use this and make some nice grass highlights with oil paint. But you see, I'm just tapping this little here sponge around, and it gives you some pretty decent little starter clouds. And if you want to soften them, you can probably just go up there with this guy here. Yeah, something like that. It's just a demonstration, people. Just a demonstration. Okay, let me grab a knife here. And, all right, so like I said, I'm pretending this is oil paint. Got to keep an eye on the time. I don't want to leave the kids stranded at the airport. Because I know last time I was supposed to do something, it's a little late, you know. I don't know, blue, black. Let's try some brown up in there. Red maybe. Oh wow, that just ate all that color up. Let me get some more black. Blue. I'll use some of this other blue. And if you're ever wondering, or if you're ever sitting there thinking that I know what I'm doing with the colors, mixing the colors or whatever. I don't know. I have no clue. So don't be intimidated because I know nothing. I just throw the color down. If it looks right, I run with it. If not, I still run with it. Krista, come on, you girl, you don't have to do that. Of all people, you know, thank you, but you don't have to do that. Good person, Krista. Krista, she's done a lot, like a lot of stuff, and you're much appreciated, Krista. You really are. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is my handy dandy invention right here for my acrylic. Okay, that color looks all right. I just made this with cardboard. All right, so there we have a color. I don't know what it looks like or what it is. It's grade something. Okay, here we go with the knife and acrylic paint. Get us some on there, and then, okay, let's do. I'm just gonna make just because it's a demonstration, I might as well make a big mount, you know, bigger one. You know, just get it up there. Put some there, just. Make this guy a little more bumpy. Yep, that's about right. That's about right. Got to make them like a little crooked going down the sides, just so it's not like this perfect shape or whatever. Okay, there's enough of that. Let me get control of my life here with my light brushes and all that stuff. Now I got to dip the knife in the water. It's the first time for that. Okay. Now, let me figure out what to do with this. So, everything is tacky now. Everything. So we have to improvise at this point. Let me just get my thing out of the water here. Got to improvise. All right, I'm going to start pulling the color down. No different than, you know, if it was oil. And then it's just going to get us to a certain spot, and then we're going to have to manipulate it. And that's all right. All right, you could probably see how it's just like really kind of, well, maybe you can't see. It's starting to tack up a little bit. It's probably a little tough to see from the camera's view. But I'm just going to continue to kind of wipe this brush out. Now with oil, you want to, you know, you normally scrape away all that extra paint. In my opinion here with this acrylic, you don't do that because it's going to show too much of the background and it's just going to be a mess. So you need to save that acrylic and use it to pull it down, especially when it's tacky. You can see right here how tacky it is. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to take some of this stuff right about here. Some of this thinned down stuff. Tracy, oh my goodness, Tracy Buford. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. But Tracy, whew, thank you, Tracy. Y'all make my night. Good people. You guys know I'm just trying to do the right thing here, you know, so. Taking some of this white, white that I mixed up with some water, and I'm just gonna, watch this, put it right here. It's kind of right under this mountain. See that right about there? Now watch what I do with this. I'm gonna take, I'm gonna get a little bit of blue just to put a little color back in here. See? And I'm doing this for a reason. Like, I'm being like real loose about this for a reason. One of the things is if you're like me, at least, if you're painting a picture, you know, most people do stuff like this because it's like therapy and it helps them. But also, I guess there is a lot of people that just, you know, do it for other reasons. But if you're doing it for any reason, like I am, you know, it's supposed to help you. You don't want it to ruin your day, is what I'm trying to say to you. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Tracy was in that class. You tell him, Tracy. Tell him about it. So what I'm saying is it shouldn't ruin your day. You want it to help you. You know, and that's why, back to what I was just saying, that's why I do stuff the way that I do it. because I really just want you to know, I'm grabbing a 2-inch brush here real quick. I really just want people to know that you can just have all kinds of fun with this stuff, and it doesn't have to ruin your day. You could do it almost effortless. And I know a lot of times people say, no, not everybody can do it as easy as you can, and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, you got to just follow the elements of what I'm doing here. And on these live videos like this, I can't really like be into detail too much, but that's what those private things are for. And that worked out great. And Tracy's on here. You can ask her anything, and I guarantee you, she loved it. So you see how I'm blending that together to get that nice soft base in here? All right. Quick example, right here, like where it kind of goes up and above and over, whatever. It just looks a little goofy right about there. I'm going to just take this and a little bit more of that, white thin down paint, right? And I'm going to put the line right there. And then I'm going to do this. Do like little circles here. And you could almost just like blur it out, really. Or you could change the shape of it. You can make it go off the canvas like that. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. All right. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Get a little bit more of that white. So I'm just going to smooth this like this. I'm telling you, there's a way to work this stuff. There's a way to manipulate it. You just got to do it, You have to do it. All right, so let's move right to the highlights of this thing. Right to the highlights. Boom. Okay, how do I want to do this? I'm just going to use, all right, so it doesn't matter. That's actually a really good point here. I'm thinking of something. A lot of times I see people will be, like, oh, I have to have that certain tool or that certain knife or, number 10 palette knife or number 8 or 20 or 300. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you can put highlights on this mountain with anything. Okay. We'll start off with this knife for an example. All right, Salvador's knife, which I thought was pretty darn cool. All right, so I'm just going to scoop up some white. There's a little dirt in there. I'm not even worried about it. A little bit of white. All right, just going to get it on here, and just whatever. Just come up here and just kind of set it down and just get some little snowy effect looking stuff in there. See, stuff like that. All right, some more white. Now, I've never actually used this knife ever. This is the first time that I'm using it. All right. Just dropping in some color here. Well, this ain't a color. This is white. Is white a color? Or is it I don't know what it is. But you see what I'm doing right there? I'm just setting it down. You just got to get the paint on there and just let it go. Let it go. Don't worry about it. Don't let it frustrate you or whatever. That's it. I mean, just get it down, and if you think you make a little mistake or whatever, just cover it up with something else. But I'm telling you, if you gain confidence in yourself, you will be just fine. I promise you that. Just get that confidence. It's not hard to gain confidence. Me personally, I always say this. I have no self-esteem, and I never have since I've been younger, probably about 7 years old, best guess. Never had a self-esteem after that. I still don't, and I'm okay because I have confidence in the things that I'm doing. I'm confident, and that's just as good, if not better. All right, let's see, where am I going here with this? Okay, a little bit more white in here, and then we'll just get some shadows. I don't need to make a big elaborate mountain here. Just wanted to show you some things. So I'm going to get a little shadow color. I'm just, the standard drill. Some white and a little bit of blue in there. Makes a nice little shadow effect. I'm going to try to make it a little bit more bluey so it stands out so you guys can see it. Okay. Okay. More blue. It's a pretty cool little knife. Hell, I might even try to eat dinner with this thing tonight. I like it so much. Actually, time. Got to keep an eye on the time. Keep an eye on the time. All right, that's too much. All right, let's see what that does for us. So you just whatever, change the direction of how you hold whatever tool that you may be using. It doesn't always have to be one way. You just change that direction on it. That's another really important thing. Put a little black in there to gray that blue a little bit. It's a little bit bright. A little bit bright. Yeah, it's a little bit, maybe a little bit better. All right. Lighten it up a little bit, maybe. You see, and I'm not like, you see, I'm just kind of I'm doing whatever. I'm just getting it in there. I'm just not worried about it because, I mean, seriously, why be worried about it? If you're worried that you're going to mess up, you probably will mess up if you're worried about it. So try not to worry if you can help it. Try to focus on just saying, I don't even, whatever. It's going to turn out how it's going to turn out. I'm not worried about it. I can't change, the outcome. My thoughts are going to change the outcome, though. If I would have known how powerful the brain is 10 years ago, I would be in so much better shape right now if I would have just known the things that I know right now. So I'm just getting some more white paint. These tubes are pretty cool too. I'm just trying to relay some of the stuff that I've learned to you or to anybody who cares to listen. That's it. And I mean, really, if you think about it, I don't have to do any of this stuff. I mean, as far as like the videos, I don't have to try to convince you to, to paint and have a good time. I mean, if you really let common sense kick in, I don't have to do this. I really enjoy doing this. That's the truth. I enjoy, each and every one of you guys trying to help out and seeing if I can, help, get you in the right direction at least, whether it's with your thoughts or whatever. So, genuinely passionate about stuff like that. Okay, once again, I can't do this all day, so let me get some darker color here. I'm just going to take some black and I guess some blue. Just a nice little just a darker color. All right, I just want to show a little something here. Just a little bit, like having a little bit more contrast here in the front, maybe. Okay, and then come right back up here. A little bit of that stuff going. Not bad. Not bad, Salvador. Okay, so there we have that right there. So now I can set this down. Okay, dip my knife, and I just wipe the paint on my face. So I'm gonna wipe that off real quick. I enjoy doing this stuff. I enjoy it. There's so many more reasons that I do this. And if you follow me, you know the reasons. I don't have to talk about them that much here on these live streams because you know what I'm doing this for. And it's so true. I think that's where my passion rolls in because I'm nobody special, and I'm very serious. I'm nobody special. But the changes that I've seen directly, I just have to do something. I have to try, to spread the word as much as I can. Because if somebody like me can do, go through good changes like that, I promise that you can definitely do the same thing, if not better. So I'm putting in this light color. This is that thinned white paint. I'm going to pop that down the bottom, and then I think what I'm going to do here, let's grab this old 2-inch guy here, and let me see how this works for me. I'm just going to try to soften this real quickly. It is tacking up a little bit because it's going on top of that dry paint, and that's okay. because if we want to, all we have to do, if it starts tacking on you, I'm going to put a little bit of the acrylic back in there, and I'll just use my finger to soften this up, to make it nice and soft like this. I mean, you could really just sit here and make this mountain with your finger too. It'll come out just as good, if not better. Angles are still important, even if you're using your finger though. All right. Now, because there's texture on this mountain, I'm gonna lift on it. Now with oil, you use very little pressure. I'm gonna use a little bit more pressure. I'm gonna drag some of this down, and I'm using more pressure because it's a little bit tacky. Okay. And I'm just getting in here and I'm just swirling this around real quick. Let's see how that looks. All right, I gotta add something to that real quick. Let me see how this looks. Let me just see what happens if I take some regular old white paint. Let me see what that does. Just trying to get a little bit of a bright spot in there real quick so I can make some trees in front of it, Okay, let's do that, and then I'll use the 2-inch. I was trying to just distort it to make it look not so, I don't know, maybe like there's fog or something in there, I don't know. Fog on the mountain. Okay, all right. All right, so I'm gonna grab some darker color at this point, and we'll just throw a couple rows of trees in. I feel like I have paint all over my face. I can't see myself. I do. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. I'm gonna take green, right? Green and a little bit of this blue, I suppose. White. Let's see what that does. More blue. More white. Like a light color, just like a distant color. A little bit of black in there will gray it, make it a little bit more earthy looking. Yeah, black, blue, white. Too much color. You see, just pop the color down. You see what, if it looks right. If it doesn't look right, you change it. So for that, I'm gonna take, I'm just gonna take blue at this point. I'm gonna mix that with white. Just a very light color and a touch of black, because black just, I don't know what it does. It grays things. It really does make a difference. So I'm gonna go right over top of this. Just put something down like that. Mix a little bit more blue in there, right? Just something like this. Okay. All right. Now what I'm going to do, see, I got that little row in right there. I'm just going to go straight with some straight white here. Go right over top of that. It'll lighten it a little bit more. Just kind of, it'll help with that distant appearance that I'm trying to get, maybe. Something like that. I'm going to put a layer of white paint right there underneath of it, and then I'm going to try to blend it after. So let's see, I'm going to take this 2-inch brush here, and I'm just going to hit it like this. And I'm never worried about what's going on underneath, just I'm worried about the, what's above here. That's it. All right, so I got that color down, and then I guess I could do multiple things. I could use the 3/4 brush that I have here, but I'm going to take this the fan brush out of the water cup. I'm going to wipe it off, and then I could probably just do little swirly things, or just go up and down like this and just kind of break up that line. I'm actually going to get a little color on here because that wasn't working too well. Yeah, see, I'm just going to do little things here and just kind of, just so there's not a straight line, which I don't know if you can see that, but I could. All right. These are just distant somethings happening back there. way, way, way back there. And it may not make sense until we put the next few layers on, so. All right. Now I'm gonna take, you know what, I'm just gonna keep using the fan brush here. Now I'm gonna darken that color a little bit. All right. And I'm gonna make the next layer here. So I'm gonna take, you know, just like a you know, blue, green, and a little bit of black. I'm just gonna kind of cut right to the chase here, and instead of going, you know, gradually up to the dark, I'm just gonna go put that dark color right in. All right. So we'll start off and go like this. It's gonna be a little hill right there, and it's gonna, you know, come this side isn't as tall. You know, but see, I'm just kind of putting in some stuff like that, see? And then let me get some more of this color mixed up, just green, black. There is a little bit of blue I had left in there, and I actually put a little brown in there. I'm not sure why. It just felt right at the moment. All right. I said I don't want to take all night doing this. I'm going to just pop a tree in, a couple trees in. All right, just nice and easy. Just get them in there, whatever. All right. I'm just using a number 3 fan brush. Number 3. And some green, black, and brown. Super easy. Just, you know, I touch in the center, and then I just push. Skip a spot, push, flip the brush over. Starting in the center all the time. And then when you get down here, yeah, it really doesn't matter what's going on. All right. Okay. Now, I'm thinking over here on the other side, trees are nice, but I want to try to do something, you know, maybe there's like something like this happening over here. We'll figure it out in a minute. You know, it still comes to a point there like that, and then it's got some branches or whatever. You know, just get it up there. Get it on the, you know, get it on the canvas is what you got to do. Now, I don't want to kill all the background too. You know, you want to leave some of that in there. All right, I'm just getting some color down is the most important thing. All right. Just getting some more black and green and some brown here. It's a nice color, actually. Pretty nice color. Pop one here. Just putting, you know, little trees wherever. There. You know, you just, like I said, you just get it in there. Just touch, push, start in the center. Excuse me. It'll, you know, it'll work. It'll work. But you have to, you really must. You got to believe that it's going to work. You got to believe that it's going to work. Put a few more things in here. I'm actually going to try to put some little non-descriptive little trees. I don't even think that made that's not a statement. I don't know what I just non-descriptive trees. I have no clue. Pardon my English grammar, whatever the word is. All right, I need a little bit darker color. And pop in something in front. You can't see that yet, but that could be something. Could be a bush. I don't know. This is fun. I love doing this stuff. I really do. I love doing this. Make that a little bit darker. And, you know, not to mention, you could paint a whole darn picture with a fan brush. You know, you can. All right, look. That's how you do it. Get it in there. Don't mess around. No messing around. Now, if you stay long enough, well, it's going to be pretty quick here. You'll just see it. I can turn that into, you know, something not too bad, maybe. Or maybe I can't. Let me figure out what's happening here. I want to go, yeah, it looks about right. Make a little stream. She runs off that way. Yep, just put the color in. Yeah, we're going to do something like this. I think one of the main reasons that the way I do things, I honestly, see, I'm still trying to figure myself out, if anybody hasn't noticed. But I think when I say figure myself out, I'm talking about the way I do stuff. You know, why don't I take my time and, you know, and try to produce these nice paintings? You know, I'm not sure why I don't do that, but what I'm thinking here is, I think I really am just trying to show people you can do this stuff here in a shorter amount of time and have, you know, get a result from it and feel good about it. I think that's what it is. And, you know, like I said, I can't be certain 100%, but I think that's what it is. I'm going to just take this fan brush while I'm standing right here, and I am just going to pop, I do want to pop a tree out of here. Just, I don't know why, just because I'll regret it later if I don't do it now. You know, because he looks nice right about there, see? And maybe it just hides. He comes all the way out down here. I don't know. And then let me get a little bit more green. And I'm just going to put a huge, this is a big, this guy's going to probably run all the way down that way. And this is acrylic, everybody. If you're just coming in here to the video now, this is acrylic paint. I tricked my brain. I told my brain that it was oil. You know, maybe the oil's drying up on me a little bit. You know, it's stale. It's been sitting out. So I'm just trying to work with it. Okay. All right, now let me think real hard for a second. I'm gonna just dip that fan brush in the water for a minute. Let them take a break. Grab the 3/4, this brush here. And all right, I'm gonna take the time. I don't really have any blue left now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to take what little bit I have left and some of the white paint here, and I want to get this on down here. All right. Just trying to be somewhat accurate. I'm not worried about being too accurate. Just somewhere in there, and I can come back and, you know, put stuff there back on top of that. So it's never a big deal. Don't let that defer you or deter you or whatever. Okay. Well, I wanted there to be water. I kind of wanted it to start somewhere. I wanted it to run around like this and go this way. So in order to do that, you see I just made that little sketch looking thing right there with my brush. I find that's the easiest way sometimes to do things. And I'm just going to do, probably see how this works. Just pull down, you know, just start pulling down. And this should help with, you know, some reflections and things like that. All right, I need to steal some of that color, that green color. I could probably just, my other brush is in the water, so I'm just going to use my finger real quick. I just want to get some on here right about there, just for like a reflection, or like, you know, the indication of a reflection. Time. Pay attention to the time. Don't leave kids stranded. Okay. Hey Siri, please make reminder in 45 minutes to don't leave kids stranded at airport. Thank you.
Okay. Added to today's reminders.
Thank you very much. Okay. See, I'm pulling that down, and I'm trying to just get that little basic, you know, type of reflection. Maybe this water goes, maybe it's a little wider actually. Maybe, look, maybe it goes like this way. See, a little bit curves into there, you know, like that, you know, something. And it just kind of dips around. There's one of them thingies right there. All right, now we got to hurry up. We got to brighten this thing up here in a second. I'm going to take the 2-inch brush here, and I'm just going to swat some of this down carefully. Did that harden up already? I'm going to pull this down, something like that. A little bit in there too, maybe up there, just a hair, something there. I don't know, maybe. And then I'm going to do one of these guys here. Oh, gotta get that down further. But you see, I can fix all that other stuff. I'm not worried about that, like the top stuff. Just want to get that beautiful little reflection area in. All right, let's get the fan brush back out real quick so we can fix this area real quick with just some black and a little bit of green that I have left here. See, I'm just going to pop in some stuff. See, I'm just pushing in, like, I don't know, these might be like a little bushes or something, see? It's going to be something, I promise. Just going to smooth that out just a hair right there. And I'll be able to fix that too. Okay. How's that look? I need to put a little bit of dark up here. Just water kind of hides going around the corner there. Okay, something like that. Okay, now this is the fun part. This is the part where this is my favorite type of stuff. Right about here. What do I want to do? Start putting in some nice stuff. Actually, see, like right here, I got to do something with this. I don't know why. I have to make it look different. I'm not sure the explanation. You know, it's just something that I feel like it needs to happen. So that's how I do things. And then I could probably pull a little bit of that. And it works. All right, before I go too far, I'm going to grab my regular knife here real quick. And regular knife, I'm going to get some white and a little bit of blue, whatever. It's just like some dirt. Yeah, some blue. I'm going to make a water line to help hide some of the imperfections. Right about here. So let's do this. Yep. Good to see you. Very good to see you. See? Just rubbing that with the knife, boom, just like that. Get some more on there. You know, and then I'm just gonna carefully put a little bit that back here. You know, it pops around this corner here. Remember I said it goes off into the unknown, right about there. Looks about right. Maybe, I just feel like maybe another layer would be good right up there, just another something. And the same thing for this side here. Okay. There's your water line. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Pay attention now because I'm about to wrap this up quickly, real quickly. Super quickly. Just getting the old 1-inch brush out here of the water. And boom. All right. I might as well real quickly. I don't even really normally don't care about doing stuff like this, but I'm just going to put a little, maybe some form of a tree trunk of something in here. Brown, black, blue, I don't care. It doesn't matter what color. Just something a little bit lighter than the green that's there now. Let's see what this looks like. Just drop some things. See? Just take nothing too. I normally don't do this, but we're gonna take Bob's advice here. Thank you, Bob. All right, good enough. Looks good enough for my house. Keep dipping this stuff in the water, that's for sure. Boom. Okay. Now, fan brush, all right, we're going to start dropping some highlights on, and I'm going to wrap this up quickly because I legitimately have to go. Okay, so I'm going to just take, what do we got? Some yellow. I'm going to mix that into some dirt, just some whatever, yellow, green, black. I don't want a super bright color first. Get some on the brush here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, looks pretty good, I think. Maybe set this down and do it. Gotta tap it harder. Yeah, there we go. All right, I want to try to get some color in here. So I'm going to start to just do this. Okay, now let me pull it like this, because when you put your brushes in the water, they do flare out on you, so be careful with that, everybody. I'm just trying to get this thing loaded properly here. See how that works. Can always switch if I need to. So I'm going to do a hill here, something like that. More color. I'm going to make this drop downward. See this? Goes like this. Boom. Just stab it. There we go. A little bit more over here. There's another little layer. See right there? And get a little bit more of a darker color so everything's not this big bright, highlight or whatever. And I'm just kind of, stabbing the color in wherever. And I'm going to come up here now and I'm going to do something right there. Heck with it. These trees, there's some bushes in front of the trees. I mean, whatever. Add some color back there too, and you could brighten it up too. Like, we could put some bright yellow, like maybe the sun's really, shining up there. Little indications of things go a long way, honestly. I'm going to put a little bit nice bright color in the back, right about the sun's blasting this way. So he's just going like this, right? See? Straighten that hill up a little bit. There's the background there. Now I'll get the darker color. Definitely vary your colors because it's important. Okay? Vary the colors. Here's a nice dark. Remember I said I have to fix that? I don't know why. Now I do. I wanted a little indent to come out into the water, okay? This is going to be a little bit in shadow over here, so you're not going to want too much bright going on. And then I see, in my mind, I see a big old hill starting to come this way. So angles are important. That's why I'm turning the brush here. Let's get a little yellow ochre happening, see what that looks like. Let's see what the Salvador yellow ochre looks like. That's pretty. Not too bad. I'm trying to be like real subtle about this here because it's not going to be super, I don't think super bright over here. Put some back there. There we go. That looks nice, huh? That looks nice. All right, brother. That's my man right there, Brett. Best tattoo guy on the planet. Excuse me. One of my best friends. Choked. All right, 1-inch brush. Wrap up time. Here we go. I'm going to take, some black, yellow. Just get a nice, little bit of a darker color, a little yellow ochre. Get it on there. See? Yellow ochre, and then I'm going to try to, more yellow ochre. Heck with it. I'm going to try to make a little bush here with this somehow. Let's try. Well, not a huge bush because this is a little further away. Hey, still works though. Not too bad. But I know what I can do here in the front. I'm going to get a little bit of a brighter color, nice brighter yellow. And I'm going to try to, well, it ain't real bright. It's got a lot of dirt in it now. Here, I got to get some red in there. I got to do it, I got to do it. In case you were wondering, I got to do it. Because if you didn't know, I definitely love Bob to death. And Steve, and yeah, there we go. That one's for you, buddy. Bob, Steve. Little fireball, right? Yeah. Let's put one here too. Why not? Do whatever you want. I mean, you could just do whatever you want, for real. All right, let me grab the fan brush real quick. And like a mid-tone green color. Like a mid-green, dark green, not too bright. Because, you know, I don't want to ruin the contrast of this picture. Okay. I guess, you know, just maybe a few little highlights in this tree. You know, I don't want to put too many. I ruin a lot of contrast. I've done that so many times in the past where you have these nice dark trees in, and then all of a sudden you ruin it, you know? And I don't want to do that. I ruined enough stuff in my life. Believe it. Just put a few. This is a nice dark green color. It'll just give you the idea, you know? So there's a glare going on over there, so I can't really see what I'm doing. I'm just pushing the brush, you know, pushing and being hopeful. That's all. That works from time to time as well. Yeah. Okay. I guess. You know what? Well, while I'm at it here, let me just try real quickly here. Excuse me, to use one of Salvador's brushes, because. This is actually pretty good paint, if you're, you know, wondering my opinion here. So I'm going to take some black and some brown with one of their brushes. Yeah, all right, so good. And, what am I thinking? Yeah, just group it in. Just do it. Don't worry about it. More black and brown. Just get it in there. He goes right into the water. Nice. Make a little tree. Why not? It's got a good place to drink from right there. Strong roots. Strong roots are important. Just put a few branches here, so maybe he's got one. He's got to have one over here for balance. Got to have balance in life. He's got one here. Little guy there. Pop one up here, right off there. Little one there, there, wherever. Basic tree, you know. And maybe there's just a little stump. Now I got to highlight this thing here real quick. I'm just trying to make it look somewhat, you know, like a tree. Little branches there, maybe two. Now I will say this, with this brown, you have about 3.5 seconds before it tacks up on you, okay? I'm going to wipe that off real quick, and I'm going to take some white paint, and yeah, probably just white. Maybe, you know what, maybe a little bit of yellow ochre, and, well, I got burnt sienna here too. That's what I wanted. Burnt sienna and some white and some yellow ochre and some more white. And if that don't look right, something else. Even though the sun might not hit this all the way, but I want to show you my point here. I want to highlight this so you can see some of it. Put some there. Man, that's a weird color, huh? Let me get a little more brown back into this guy's life here. Dull it a little bit. That's like a vibrant, I don't know what that is. It's an interesting dark sienna, or whatever color I said that was. All right, now let me, now I'm virtually out of white. Well, I got some of this thinner white down here. That'll work. I'm gonna get some actual black into there, because that's going to gray the color down, and it just seems to always work for me. When I want something to look right, just put a little of that in there. It gives it a nice earth look. So maybe that stump there, he goes right in front, right there. Maybe there's one here too, see? That goes down into the water so you can see it. Now I'm just being super like loose about this, if you haven't noticed. Okay? Because I said, you want to have, you know, you really want to have fun doing this. You don't want to be, you know, all, you know, pissed off, you know, painting a picture. You don't want to do that. And so It's never happened to me. I have fun every time I do this. You know, and you can easily just pop in, you know, some greens back in there and stuff like that. I'm going to take me a little bit of white, I think, and try to do something here real quickly. There's a couple areas I just wanted to add an extra. That's not enough. Try that. You know, a little bit of nice look there. A couple areas that stand out, you know. Let's see. Now I'm going to wipe. I just wiped my brush off, right? And every time I do something like that, a little highlight here and there, I left that branch out. I try to like mix it up just a little bit, just so it's not like the original brush stroke or whatever, you know. Let's try to get in there and make a difference. Make a difference. It's the name of the game, right? Something there. All right, there's that. Looks good. This, I don't know what happened to him. Somebody cut this guy's stump off here. I got to do something about this here. This is bothering me because he's in the dark. This guy goes all the way up here. I'm doing this so you can see it. I'm trying to add a little extra contrast to it. All right. And then same here. He just goes up like this, and it's got a lot of light for some reason today on him. But you see, this goes in front of the trunk or whatever. And then, like I said, this one here too. Okay. And then I can take that same color right there, or that, you know, that white or whatever. I'm going to just put a little bit of this blue that I have left in it. Okay. And I'm going to try to real quickly just show you one thing here. If you want to add a little bit of like reflected light, I love doing this for some reason. I love doing this with trees a lot. You just take a little blue and a little white and just a little bit. And I'm really trying to exaggerate the color, you know, for the camera, you know, so you can see what I'm doing. Not much, just a little bit. And you don't have to do this either, obviously. Just showing you some of the things that I do. This is a good thing for like rocks and stuff, like the shadow side of rocks and all that stuff. And speaking of that real quick, I just feel like, let me get this, some brown and black and a little that sienna stuff happening here. And then, you know, if you want to, you just, you know, simply just pop in a few rocks, you know, here and there. Just put them in like this. And then maybe there's some over here too. And then back there, maybe there's a big one in the front here. You know, just a bunch of them is what I was trying to say. Now, go back to that. Remember I was saying that, like that nice little blue color or whatever. You know, and then you can do the back side like this. I'm just showing you like an indication here, like sort of, you know, just pop some of that color in. It'll help with shadows. That's really exaggerated, that color there. You know, and then, you know, get the lighter color, you know, of your rocks and just, you know, pop that in too. And then just kind of play off it, light and dark, light and dark. See something there. I'm being like super, I'm careless sort of, but you know, sometimes that works the best way. And then what I would do is I would go wipe the brush off here quickly, since it's acrylic, and I would just kind of go back and try to distort some of it like this. You know, just kind of get it. You could use your finger to do this as well. It's like dry scrubbing, sort of. Just so I can show the indications of what I was looking for, you know, like a bunch of rocks, and then you can add, I mean, I could sit here all night, but I can't. You could add black back into there for some very deep contrast in the front here, see? You know, maybe a little bit there too as well. Same thing, wipe your brush off super fast. And, you know, come back in here and try to stir it up nicely like this. Get rid of any straight edges or lines, anything like that, and bada bing. Oh, yep, see that dark color? come up here and you can really, you know, bring this guy here to life, okay? You can really do that by putting a little bit of dark after as a last step, see? Something like that. All right, I don't know if that showed you anything, but but I'm done. I got kids, I got little ones. I got to go get them at the airport. Super good to see you guys. Seriously. I'll leave the camera on just for a minute here. Dun, dun, dun. All right, yeah, not too bad for acrylic. Like I said, Salvador. I'll have all the links and everything in the description in about 1 hour from now. And the first, well, I think, yeah, it's definitely the first 100 people. There's going to be a discount code, and here's how you know if you didn't get it in time. What'll happen is it just won't work. You just pay, you know, and it's still cheap to be honest with you. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Messages coming in. Jason Martin, what's up, bud? All right, good to see you, man. Good talking with you the other day, dude. That was so funny. I drove by, like, locked up my brakes. That was really good to talk to you, man. It was really nice to see you. Don't forget what we, you know, talked about. Make sure to hit me up, man. Krista, Lori, Sheila, Robert, Painting with Yovette, Maureen, everybody. Rich, Susan. All right. You guys, love you guys. I love you guys. You guys are a big part of my life, you know. I thank all of you guys for all the stuff, you know, that you guys do and say to me, and I appreciate it, you know. And I apologize about, you know, sometimes with the texting. Like I said, I go missing on there a little bit, but it's only to avoid you know, any bull crap on there from people. That's all, you know. Nothing personal at all with anybody. That's why it's super important. If you really need something, shoot me an email. Like if I haven't answered your text, shoot me an email. You know, I don't want anybody to think that I'm a rude person or anything like that, because I am not. You can ask most people, I spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of my time just talking and trying to help people out, you know, because I really do care a lot about being able to help somebody. I just don't like dealing with the negative people that come in and, you know, like the beginning of this painting tonight, the live stream. I don't know, who was that guy? He was like, just start the painting, like, you know, like, don't tell me what to do. Like, you know, just easily just block them, remove them or whatever. So stuff like that sometimes will make me not want to text at all. So just don't hold me, don't take it personal, you know, because just don't take it personal. Just send me an email. If you're having trouble or something like that, email me. And I need veterans. I need a group of them. Somebody hook me up out there, would you? I need a group of veterans. I want to do stuff, man. I want to hold an in-person event with veterans. All right? And I want to do it for free. So, okay. All right, well, I got to end the video. Links will be down below soon. But I got to go get the kiddos. I got to go get them. Can't leave them stranded at the airport. That wouldn't look good on my, it just wouldn't look good. All right, guys. Peace out. Take care. I love you guys. If anybody wants to buy this, $750,000. No, I'm just kidding. Not for sale. I hope you guys like it. I hope you learned something. It's acrylic. Salvador. Information will be below. Let me see something here. Information will be below. Let me do one of these numbers here. Zoom it out. There we go. Yeah. A little better. That's a little better. Do I have paint on my face this time? Autofocus. All right. Yeah, guys, I'm going to roll. Take care. Good to see you. Do I have paint on my face? Nah, pretty good. All right. Yo, make sure to share the video, like, subscribe. Channel memberships, go over there, join. Or, you know, or just do nothing. Doesn't matter as long as you learned something, hopefully, or at least enjoyed the video. So, alrighty, all right, enough of that. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and seriously, thanks, man. Thanks for being here. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay positive, and for real, if you need me, shoot me an email. I'll be back to the texting thing very, very soon. I'm trying to filter this person out to make sure that not only is he found, but make sure he doesn't do this to anybody else. So, all right, and stop.